What's going on, everyone? It's KB. And if you're like me, you love movies. Welcome back to that thing. This was a nice little surprise that showed up over Christmas, over the holidays. So, shout out to you. You know who you are. And yeah, it's good to come back and start up the conversation again. And we're not going to delay. I'm going to go ahead and bring in my guest tonight. You follow him on YouTube, you follow him on Instagram, and if he's in the chat and I see him, I say the same thing. I just see him and I say, "Brother Dell,
What's
what
up?
is going on, my man?"
We back. We're here. We're doing it again.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good to have you back, man. It's been a minute.
Yeah, yeah. Good to be.
Well, I say that, but we did the Gen X roundtable, which is always fun. I think that is now officially becoming the most fun roundtable and hangout to do because we see the memes and the jokes and people like, oh, I don't get Gen X. Did y'all really like stay outside till street lights and drink from hoses and
Right.
your parents didn't know where you were? Yeah, all that's
Yeah.
true, but
So, like,
we survived. We're
so,
still here,
a
so
movie like Stand by Me was almost a documentary.
pretty much. I was thinking about that. I was like, once we got bikes, it was official. It was so official. You didn't see me at all. Let's see.
No, no. They gone all day.
Yep. So what you been up to? How's this year treating you so far, movie related and everything?
Movie related. It's been off to a banging start because down in my neck of the woods we got a lot of snow. And I'm a school teacher, so we got a lot of days off. So I,
Mm,
I wound up watching close to 40 movies in January, which for me, I'm typically around 20, 25. So,
mm-hmm.
I nearly doubled what I would normally do.
That's pretty good.
So
That's pretty
I had a
good.
great time just
Um,
watching a bunch of movies while it was snowing out and not going to work a couple days.
yeah, yeah. Um,
Yep.
my wife's in the school system, and it's like she's just waiting for that call. Call it off. She don't even wait for the morning. Like when we were kids, we'd wait in 5:30, wait for
Yeah,
it to scroll across the screen on WPIX or whatever. No, she's
that's right.
like, I want it the night before. Call it. So it's
I
fun.
think the whole time I was growing up in New York, we might have closed school once,
Hmm.
and that was the year we had a blizzard. I mean, like a real
Yeah,
full on blizzard. It was crazy.
yeah.
Um, it was it 83, 84, something like that, somewhere in there.
Hmm. I think
But
so.
anyway,
I remember
that's
that.
still, bro.
And then you're like, am I too old to go outside and play? In the snow or whatever. Oh
See, I,
man,
I
we are
was a
not
little
a
good.
what's that? No, go
No,
ahead.
I was gonna say I was a little different because I was the oldest, so once all that snow was out there and mom figured out it wasn't going anywhere, it's like, hey, get that shovel, let's get busy. So I,
Oh,
I hated it.
oh, good old responsibility. She was training you to be an adult because there
Yes,
you are.
yes.
Now you see snow and you got to shovel it. It's a different landscape now. We are also trying to stream tonight on Facebook. I have a Facebook group called KB Loves Movies. So we're trying to stream over there for the first time. So if you're over there and it's working, welcome to you. Everyone who's been here before, welcome back. If it's your first time here, welcome. We are not alone, so I'm going to hop in the chat, see who's joining us. We got Steve Moody in the house saying, what's up? Saying
Steve,
hi. Always good to see you. We got John Doe Juggalo. What's up, Jeff? Good to see
what's up,
you.
Jeff?
We got Nick in the house. Salute, my dude.
Nick.
Always good to see him. Check him out. Him and Triborough got some crazy good podcast episodes going on, and he just needs more shine because the things that they're talking about, it's not just movies, it's music. He had like 50 rappers, which,
Yeah, I
once
was
you
yeah,
start talking to rappers,
I was
highly
in the chat
debatable.
Sunday night. They were going over the complex list, the
Mhm.
top 50 MCs from New York. Now I'm gonna give Nick a hard time if he's still out there because between him and his partner there, they named about 150 rappers that should all be in the top 50. So I'm waiting to see their own. They said they're gonna put together a list. I'm waiting to see what it shakes out to be.
That'd be kinda dope. That'd be kinda dope. Who else is here? We got the Huckster in the house. Good to see you, sir.
What's up,
Check him
Huck?
out. Saw him this morning on the morning mug, and I had to keep pausing. I'm working and everything. Then I had the plumber stop by. I think I finished it at my local time is normally it's done by 11:30. I finished it like 2 o'clock. So I just kept hitting pause and pause. So always good to see the Huckster in the house. We got Holland Oates saying, hey,
What's up,
hey.
Holly?
We got Princey Prince in the house. What's up?
Prince.
Good to see you. And he adds that your Knicks are cooking with Grand Theft Alvarado. Yo, he's a pest, man. He is a straight up pest. Alvarado will get on your nerves, but he puts in the work. I'll give him that. Let's see. Yeah, we did Gen X all day. You got to. You got to.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
We got our friend James
James.
here from 20th and 21st. He just did his 10 favorite directors on his YouTube channel. And I started watching, I hit pause and I said, can I just like rattle off 10? And I couldn't do it because there's always that gray area. Who's making like 8 through 10? And then I started watching the video and he had the same kind of thing. Who makes those last three slots? It's hard.
Yeah,
Top three, easy.
interesting. I watched that video also. Yeah, that was
Top
interesting
three
how
is
he
easy.
put that together.
Yeah. Good job, man. Let's see. Deli Do added Scooby Doo and Batman. We're going to talk about the 365 of heroes. That is for sure. That is for sure. Because that's why I put Jack of Spades on the IG story because every superhero needs his theme music.
It's a
So,
theme. Definitely
yeah,
needs a theme song.
love that. Uh, yeah, man. Look at everyone up in here. Thank you for hanging out. If you're lurking, we see you, but it's okay. Hop in the chat if you have a question, movie related, hopefully, and we'll keep it moving from there. Let's see. Talking about the snow, 10 inches we got in North Carolina was crazy. Back home, they got 22 inches. Yeah, it's the weather is just like bananas lately for sure.
Yeah, it
We
is.
got Tiana in the house saying, hey,
Tiana,
nice. Adrian James in the house. Good evening, or good
what's up,
afternoon, or
Adrian?
good morning. Good morning. Good morning, sir. Had to do my time difference here. I
That's
may
right.
be
He's
staying
across the
up
pond.
late. Staying up late. What's this? Gotta say, I love the plot twist of the illusions more than you know. There you go. Two movies that people always compare and contrast: Illusionist and The Prestige. I don't know what it is, and sometimes confuse. Some
Yeah,
people
they came
confuse
out
one
around
for
the
the
same time too. That was part of the
yeah,
issue.
yeah. I don't know, but I love them both. I thought they're both fun
Right.
movies.
Both good movies. Yeah,
Yeah. We got Allie in the house. What's up, girl? Always good to see you.
Ali.
And Prince said it just like you said it. She's digging the red light, saying Lord Vader would approve. Lord Vader is up there. You can't see him because the black on black, but he is right there. That's Lord Vader right there. Maybe I'll bring him down one day because I got my Star Wars movies up there and the rest are MCU stuff next to it. And this is kind of like my specialty shelf. So I got the MCU, Disney stuff, I got the Scorsese stuff, I got the Hitchcock stuff, my best pictures, and I'm gathering. You would do better at this than me. I am gathering my Denzels.
ah,
Eventually, I'll get to my Denzels. But
I
the
I
thing,
can't I can't do that. That by director and actor, I can't do it.
you know what it is for me? Because I did it with Hitch first, and then I did it with Scorsese. It's an opportunity for me to see those movies that I ain't gonna go out and like search a Boxcar Bertha. Now it's getting a vinegar syndrome, but that's like the Scorsese that no one's talking about, or like New York, New York. So it gives me opportunity to seek them out and really say, if you're a fan, you're really, really into it. Like, how many Spike Lee fans never seen Miracle of Santa Ana?
Yeah,
So,
a lot.
or Red Hot. I always say Red
Red
Hook
Hook
Summer.
Summer.
Yeah,
Red Hook Summer. Yeah,
yeah,
and know that it's a spiritual sequel to Do the Right Thing.
yeah. And it's even has ties to Gandra and Hess. So,
Yeah,
uh,
yeah, it does.
yeah. So yeah, I'm digging Red, and honestly, mentioning Lord Vader, that's funny because I was actually thinking about getting some lightsabers. Maybe not now. There you go. I got my copy too somewhere over there. I was thinking about getting some lightsabers to put over by my holy trilogy of Star Wars posters, and I'm like,
Hmm.
okay, I gotta get the purple. I gotta get the red. I don't know what I'd get for the Jedi's. A blue, a
I
green.
mean, blue's the
Bleh.
classic, right?
Hmm.
Blue is the classic, right?
Yeah, I guess so. But I just keep going back and forth with it. But I want three. Boom, 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 or boom, boom, boom. So everyone's saying hi to each other. So hang out. As I said, if you have any questions, feel free to add it to chat. But we're gonna switch it up here. Zoom
Oh,
in.
close-ups.
Yeah, man.
Spit the
Um,
mill. I'm ready for mine.
Yo, I just watched that last week. I watched the 4K of Sunset Boulevard just last week. Um,
Awesome
it
movie.
holds up. It holds up. I really enjoyed that movie. And just knowing that somebody I know was in charge of the restoration, that just adds to it. Charlotte Barker from Perf Damage podcast, they were on and just became like good acquaintances since then. So I'm watching and I'm
Nice.
like zooming in on stuff, checking out the detail. But it's a good transfer. It looks really good. But who said it? Who said it earlier about the 365 of superheroes?
Was it Prince?
Yeah, I think it was Princey. So yeah, tell the people what you're doing. We love movie challenges. That is one thing. I've done movie challenges for well over 10 years here and there. Every year I do the Oscar one. I'm doing it right now. I'll come up with stuff to unwrap movies and whatnot. And of course, our friend Huck has the 52-week challenge. I'm doing it for the third year. But all of a sudden, I go on Instagram in January and I see 365 days of superheroes. I'm like, what's Dell doing?
So I'm gonna turn my camera for a little bit. So forgive me if we got some motion happening. So if we
You're
go
good.
all the way to the end, that aisle all the way up, that shelf all the way up against the wall, top to bottom, the very bottom has some different stuff, but top to bottom and everything on top is all superhero stuff, all superhero movies and TV shows. And what? They just sit there, and I can't watch them all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just do something. Let's see if we can do this every day on Instagram. So I decided every day I'm just gonna pull something out and put it up on Instagram. And so far, so good. And I'm actually behind today. So after we finish this, I will be posting today's movie. But yeah, and I've got enough to make it 365 because what I didn't say is across the room from me, behind the camera, there's a closet where I
Hmm.
have more superhero TV shows and movie things. So
I love that.
it's gonna be fun getting through all of those and trying to decide which order do I put them in. I was gonna go alphabetical, but that's too boring. That's too
Yeah.
predictable. Let's just kind of mix it up and see what happens.
What I like about it is, of course, you have the expected things like the Supermans and all that stuff, but you have some unpredictable ones or ones that people may not even think of as being a superhero. Give me like an example of that you've posted so far.
That I've posted so far, I'm gonna have to pull my phone out because it's 40 days of them. Oh, you know what? You know what? Let's start with the very first one. It's called A Bar, the first Black Superman. And
Mhm.
it's not that it was a comic book movie, but it's a superhero movie, and it's the black exploitation era take on a superhero, on a black Superman. If you're familiar with black exploitation movies, guys, you know that a lot of those movies were the black something, and
Mhm.
part of that is familiarity, trying to get audiences in and say, hey, let's take a look at this because it's kind of like that thing, but it's ours. So
Right.
Abar is kind of that thing, and had fun with that. And I am looking back through. There's Dick Tracy. So a lot of people don't necessarily know that that's a superhero movie. They know it's a detective or noir, and some people even know it started with a comic strip, but they don't
Mhm.
really associate the two, even though that's what it is. Lone Ranger TV series posted that, also technically a superhero.
Yeah.
And then there's just movies that other people just may not have or have heard of. He mentioned Scooby Doo meets Batman. That was that was one. If you're not into Batman, you may not know that
Right.
that happened
Mhm.
way, way, way back when. And coming up, I'm spoiling Friday, the next Friday post, because it's going to be Friday Foster, which is a Pam Grier movie from the '70s that originated as a comic strip.
That's dope. That's dope. When I first saw it, I'm like, does that mean he's watching like one a day and blah blah blah? So, how exactly are you? Is it just to kind of show off the collection and make people aware of superhero movies?
Yeah, that's it. I'm not really trying to watch one a day. I mean, I watch them, but I,
Right.
I'm not to the point where I'm going to challenge myself to do it every day. I just have too much going on
Right.
outside of this
Yeah.
to do that.
And you have other challenges going on too, because like I said, you're taking place in Huck's 52-week challenge. How's that going so far?
Oh, it's going great. It's going great. Found some interesting stuff.
Hmm.
Um, a couple of things that I just, for whatever reason, had never watched, like when Harry Met Sally for the Rob Reiner challenge.
Nice.
I'd never watched it before.
Nice.
So I got to watch that. I got to watch a Kurosawa film that was just sitting in my collection. Steve actually afforded me the opportunity to watch that by gifting it to me.
Hmm.
Thank you again, Steve. Well, thanks, Steve, all the time. Steve is the man. But so I watched that when it was Dreams was the movie that I watched. And have you
Different.
seen Dreams?
Different. That's what I'll say
Definitely
about
different. It
it.
was definitely different. And I spent the movie is roughly 2 hours long. I spent an hour and 45 going like, what is this movie? And
Hmm.
but it is interesting. It's not something I'll say I'll return to all the time,
Right.
but I'm glad I've seen it.
Yeah. And that's what I'm doing with the challenge. I can easily just like grab stuff that I may have unopened and kind of double up on my challenges, but I'm trying to go like outside of the already watched and try to get in as many new watches as possible and also as many cinematic watches as possible. So, with the challenge, there's a lot of, well, you know, see a Courtney Cox movie and it's the same time
Right.
as Scream 7 that helps, but also there's so many movies that I forget I've never seen. So, like this week's example is on Sunday, I watched 1955's Marty. Not only have I never seen it, it's a New York movie and it's a Best
Hmm.
Picture winner. So it was like, wow, it's like bang, bang, bang combination all at the same time. And it was fantastic. My wife and I watched it. We both enjoyed it. And it was simple, it was tender, and it was over as quickly as it started. So I was like, that's good. So I'm just trying to get more of those in for sure. Nick wants to know, what is the one movie you had the highest expectations for and it was a total letdown? Great question.
Ooh, that is a great question. Ah, man, and it's funny because I try not to get my hopes up too high going into a movie.
Mhm.
So that's a hard question for me. Um, If I'm gonna go way back, I'm gonna go way back because I'm gonna Nick. You tell me if you've seen this movie. I'm going way back. This is a Mario Van Peebles movie,
Oh, no.
Panther.
Oh, no.
It was supposed to be about the Black Panthers, not Chadwick Boseman Black Panther, but the Black Panthers,
Mhm.
and it just missed. It just
Yeah.
missed, and I was kind of pumped up. It wasn't very long after Malcolm X, I don't think. Maybe a couple years, 2 3 years, maybe.
Mhm.
And so I was hyped for that, and yeah, it just missed all over the place.
Yeah.
It's kind of I'm expecting this great movie about the Panthers with Huey P. Newton at the center, and it just never quite worked out.
Yeah. My father-in-law loves, like, real bad action movies, and it comes
Uh-huh.
from just growing up, like, watching Westerns, and even the bad ones was a good one, kinda thing. And one year, this is when we were younger, and, like, DVD days, and he says, "You know what movie I love? Every time it's on, I gotta watch." I'm like, "What?" And I'm thinking of, like, some Western I never heard of, whatever. He said, "Solo." I was like, "Solo?" Best believe he got that for Christmas.
Solo.
Huh?
Yeah, I've never seen it, and
Oh, bro, you gotta check that out.
the reason I've never seen it is because my brother went and saw it,
Uh-huh.
and he came back, and I was like, "Well, how was it?" He's like, "Oh, it sucked." I was like, "Oh, okay, I don't need to see it then." So,
You
so
you
I
gotta
may
check
check
it
it
out.
out one day.
You gotta check it out. Um, I'm trying to think of my answer to that question. I think it would be, and this is taking us back to Sunrise and the days of going there, Godfather 3. Highly
Mm,
disap highly disappointed because I was thinking in terms of 1 and 2. By itself, it might be a decent movie, and then, of course, the night I was going to see it, brah, brah. So we didn't go to
you
Sunrise
were there
because
that
of
night.
the Christmas Day shooting. We did not go there.
Yeah, yeah.
We ended up
I
going to see it in a local theater in Brooklyn.
see, I was late to the Godfather trilogy,
Mhm.
so by the time I saw three, it was like 2005 or 2006 or so when I just watched
Yeah.
them all back to back to back, and I was like, if this were not named The Godfather Part Three, it might be okay. I mean, there's some
Right.
terrible parts to it, but
Oh,
but
yeah.
if it's not The Godfather Part Three, it'd be a decent
It'd
gangster
be
movie.
decent.
But it just
Yeah.
stood no chance coming after the other two.
It had so much to uphold, especially, we talk about the, what do we call it? The Zoe Kravitz when the sequel's better than the original, and it's like 2
Uh,
is arguably you got that. 2 is arguably better than 1 for a lot of
yes,
people, so we were still ready for, like, 3 to at least match 2, and when it didn't, it was like, "Ugh, ugh." So,
yeah,
let's
yeah.
see, we got a couple other
I get it.
questions here. Yeah. James wants to know, talking superheroes, what's your excitement meter for Doomsday? Will it bring the MCU back?
I'm gonna sit in the middle, to be honest with you. I'm gonna sit 5 or 6.
Mhm.
Um, I I just don't know with the MCU anymore. They actually had a good year, 2025.
Yeah.
Um, but with Doomsday, my first problem is I'm gonna be honest. I don't really want Robert Downey Jr. back as Doctor Doom. I
Yeah.
would let's get a whole nother person to do that. It just feels like you're leaning on the crutch of RDJ, and
Mhm.
he's made his mark, his impact. He's iconic. He is Iron Man, and you're gonna flush it all down because you made a bunch of bad movies in a row instead of
Right.
just making better movies.
Right.
So
And the
I'm
whole
I'm
thing
sitting
is
right.
they're trying to cash in on the fact that he's so popular.
Yeah,
So
yeah, exactly. And Fantastic Four helped my excitement some. Deadpool and Wolverine helped my excitement some. Thunderbolts did the same. Not so much for Brave New World, but so I'm 5 6. I'm a Marvel guy. So I'm a superhero fan. So
Mhm.
there's some excitement there, but it's not like when Infinity War was coming up and Endgame was coming up. It's like, oh, I
Right.
have to be there. I gotta see it. That opening weekend, preferably the first or second night. It wasn't that. It's not that yet for Doomsday.
Yeah,
How
I
about you?
agree.
Where are you on that?
I'm about the same thing. Like what we were talking about going in with expectations, low or otherwise, I'm going in with no expectations. Whatever it
Yeah.
is, I'm just gonna enjoy it. I grew up a comic book fan, so
Hmm.
good, bad, or indifferent, every MCU movie is like preteen, teenage me living out like unbelievable dreams on the big screen. The other day, I watched the Marvels first time for the
Yeah.
challenge, and I'm
Right.
like, I don't care if this is poorly received or not. I'm watching Captain Marvel on the screen. That's pretty dope.
Now that's another Gen X thing that kids don't get though, because
Yeah,
they've grown up with superhero movies all their life.
right.
You and when we had comic books in the '80s, and then we were getting a few superhero movies. D level characters most of the time, but
Mhm.
we knew we knew that the special effects weren't there to carry those movies. So
Right.
it was like, I would talk with my friends, and to how cool would it be to have a Spider-Man movie? How cool would it be to have an X-Men movie? But you know, I was growing up watching the Spider-Man TV show where a white rope would shoot out his wrist for the web, and it's like, eh, I'm cool. I don't need it now.
Yeah,
Let's wait for
yeah.
it.
Let's let the technology catch up.
Yeah,
Who is that? Prince wants to know if you've seen Iron Lung yet. I have not. How about you?
yeah, I have not either.
Mm-mm. I'm happy for it. It's like the little film that could. So I
Yeah,
I like to see that. I like to see originality succeed. Right before I came down here, I was watching a TCM video, and they were interviewing Amy Madigan, who played Aunt Gladys in Weapons, and
yeah.
I love that movie. I literally right here. So I love to see original movies make it, and yeah, of course they're gonna cash cow it and do a sequel or a prequel, but I just like to see it. And now she's even Academy Award nominated, which is crazy.
Very cool. You know what? Can I amend my answer a little bit to a more recent to another question? So
Oh yeah,
Nick's
yeah, yeah,
low expectation questions. So
yeah,
yeah, solo. But if we want to go recently, I'm gonna say weapons. I had high expectations for. I didn't love it, but that's not the
yeah.
one I'm changing my answer to. The answer is really is long legs.
Really,
I
I know what
oh
it is. I know what it is. Go ahead.
okay. I want to hear what you think. What do you
I
think it is?
think it was falsely advertised, and when I say advertised, I don't just mean commercials. I mean the way people were talking about it before it came out, like it's gonna be the scariest horror movie of the year, and it's the furthest thing from that. It is hardly horror. I compare it more to Silence of the Lambs, and I remember, I'll be quick. There was a meetup in Iowa, and I had seen it before I went up there. It was Saturday, and they were going to see it that night. And everybody, I'm like, don't go into it like a horror movie. But by then, everybody had heard, Thursday night,
Yeah,
Friday night, the people online, the Instagram ads, all that. They thought they were going into a horror movie, and they didn't like it. And I'm like, oh man, I told you, it's not a horror movie. Go in with no expectations. Just watch a movie. You'll enjoy it more. But I think the
all
word
right.
of mouth
So
and everything.
everything you said was 100% true, but that's not what it is for me.
Go.
What it is for me is I start watching this movie and I'm getting hooked. I'm pulled into this story, and then Nick Cage just goes full blown Nick Cage, and it was way too much for me. It was way too much for me, and I like Nick Cage, but I thought he was just
You just
way
don't
out
need
of
him to
place.
go full Nick.
Not this time. And not in this movie. It was just way out of place. In the
Mhm,
unbearable, weight of pure whatever that movie's called. In that
mhm.
movie, okay, great. A Ghost Rider movie that was already bad, go for it. But
Yeah,
I didn't need that. I needed something more subdued.
yeah.
and
Yeah.
he every time he got on the screen, he's screeching and doing all the weird things he's doing. I was like, "Oh, you're killing me, Nick. What are you?"
Oh man, I hear you. I hear you. He went full Nicky Cage. Can't go full Cage, man. You cannot
Yeah, I
go
can't go
full
full.
Cage. Huck is saying we are killing it on the 52-week challenge. I'm enjoying it. I'm
Having
enjoying
fun.
it. Yeah. Uh Prince, you're funny. Is it true New Yorkers say coffee instead of coffee? Coffee?
I guess.
Oh yeah. We say drawer.
Yeah, draw. So let me. What people don't know. I mean, if you've been in my orbit, you know that I grew up in New York. But I'm over 50 and I've not lived in New York in 30 years.
Same.
So my New York accent, I mean, you can hear it in certain words like New York when I say it sometimes,
York.
but is not strong like it was.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been told by my family and even my coworkers that if I get upset and angry, then all of a sudden it's back.
Same.
It's back.
Same. It's like woo. It's like it just comes over you. So yes,
Yep. Yep.
it's very true. Or, and this is true because my family is from the Caribbean. When you get around other New Yorkers, all of a
But yeah.
sudden, it's not New York, it's New York,
Yep.
and
Yep.
all of a sudden you have a hankering for BEC. So so same thing. Like if I'm around people from Trinidad, Jamaica, whatever, it's all of a sudden the accent comes out, or as we used to say, the coconut comes out. So you know, uh, yeah, Godfather 3 is not good at all. Let's see, what's more worse? More worse. Rebel Moon or Jupiter Ascending? I've never seen Rebel Moon, but Jupiter
I
Ascending
have.
was pretty bad.
It's bad. That's tough because they're both bad. Ah man, that's tough. They're both bad. If I say which one is worse, I'd probably say Rebel Moon.
Yeah. Oh gosh, and I
Jupiter
don't need
Ascending
to
did
see
have
it.
some fun things.
I don't need to see
Yeah,
it then.
it's it's knockoff Star Wars.
Yes. Nick brings up a good point here. There was a comic book series where Iron Man turned into Doctor Doom. And I keep wondering, soon as I saw the announcement, I kept wondering if that's what they're gonna try to follow. And I mean, that's really obscure, but they've done obscure storylines before and they've done deviations from things like Secret Wars and all that stuff. Even Civil War, which was a major deviation from the book. So it is a possibility. Yes, and we don't want
But
full
wouldn't
Nick
something
in
like
any
that
way.
work? Yeah, I get it, but doesn't that something like that work with more setup?
Yeah, I think
Don't
so.
I
And
need
they
more
haven't done it
time?
yet
Don't I
in
need more?
movies.
Right.
Yeah,
So I
I don't
wouldn't
know.
mind that if that's the way they go, but set it up. Make it work. Don't just
Hmm.
one day he's dead, and the next day he's Doctor Doom. I need
I
more.
think that was the beauty of the Avengers Infinity War Endgame was that the movies before it kind of led up to the events there. So, yeah. Of course, I say Trinidad. My man shows up, Culture Trini in the house. Salute, salute, salute.
Hey, what's
And
up?
NY fitted on the head. We're your crown king. Talking about New Yorkers, another one in the house. What's up, mama? We got Sweet and Spooky in the house.
Hey,
What is good, Celise? We had fun. Let me tell you. Last June, Celise joined me for the podcast, and we did an episode um, that, just put it this way, I had to put a parental advisory warning before it. And honestly, I
I
just
I
put the
listened to
podcast.
it.
It was crazy, right?
I, yeah, I bust.
Yeah, a few times, I'm sure. And I kind of put the podcast on the shelf and I want to bring it back. I'm going to start putting some of these episodes over there as well. And I said, how can I bring it back? I'm going to bring it back by just picking up where we left off. So we kind of did an anti Valentine's Day episode. So check Spotify or wherever you listen to podcasts come this Friday, and you'll be able to hear what we spoke about. Also, happy belated birthday, James
So
Spader. That's a hint.
she also came on Movie Swap and was one of my most fun guests. Not
She is
nearly as
fun.
spicy as when she was talking to you, but we had a fun time.
She is a fun guest. Yes, very much. Talking about Fantastic Four end credits. Didn't they do it in the Fantastic? There's no setup. Yeah, yeah. It was just like a
Yeah,
hint.
it just
Like
appears.
it's kind of
Hmm.
like seeing Thanos for the first time at the end of the Guardians movie. It was like just a hint, but we need
Right.
setup. We need people talking about
Yeah.
these events leading up to Von Doom, if it is Von Doom. So we're doing well tonight. Yes, happy belated birthday to the horny man, James Spader. Like I was saying, people know him today for like Blacklist and all that stuff. I'm Pretty in Pink. I'm Less Than Zero. I'm Boston Legal. I'm back there. So yeah, it was fun. You should definitely check it out. Um, yeah, man. So we have the superheroes. We got the challenges. Um, oh, she's feeling the love. She says, "Oh yeah, we got love for you. We got love for all New Yorkers here, especially when we
Oh,
move away."
absolutely.
Um, what else been going on, man?
Uh, Trying to get this whole YouTube thing back on track, because but like I said, a lot outside of that, because one thing about being a teacher, what really is that I taught in the private sector for most of my career. I taught for 7, 8 years private sector, and then transferred to the public sector a couple years ago. When you do that, you got to go through all this licensing stuff. So I'm actually in school at the same time, and it's making it hard to do YouTube.
Hmm.
But I do have one big project that I'm working on YouTube, and that is I'm going to finish it at some point. The top 25 movies from 2000 to 2025, and what's making it difficult is because I'm purposely makes things difficult like that sometimes for myself. Is I'm doing it year by year first, and then I'm going to compile a list. So I've only gotten so far to 2005, 2006. That's going to go up next week, 2006 and 2007, and hopefully we'll start to crank them out a little more. But yeah, I'm having fun
Hmm.
doing that. It's just I haven't been able to get to them as quick as I would like to.
You say that, and immediately I'm thinking about adding something else to your shelf because I really miss Movie Swap.
Yes, there is one coming. There is one coming
Uh-huh.
in March for sure. I don't know if there'll be more. I'm trying to line up a few more people, but the one coming up in March is going to be really, really close to my heart, and
Yeah.
my niece is going to join,
Oh,
and I'm going to introduce her to a movie that she has never seen before. So I'm looking forward to that one,
nice.
and I'm just waiting on a solid date from her. She's agreed. She's going to do it. I'm just waiting on a solid date from her.
Yeah, that's so cool. You're like me. I don't, when I say movie lovers, I'm not thinking independent filmmakers or just my YouTube friends or my Instagram friends. There are people who love movies. And
Right.
just like we're conversing here, I want to talk to other movie lovers because there's a lot of people that don't get all this physical media stuff. They don't even get going to the movies. They're like, I could just wait for it to come on streaming. They're still movie lovers. And I want
Yep.
to talk to them all. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing that series continue. But I'm also looking forward to March to get some movie swap back in my life.
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely one coming up in March. I do have a couple of irons in the fires. We'll see what strikes in March and April. Hopefully, we'll kick it up a notch, and definitely, if nothing else, they'll be happening in the summer. And
Hmm.
I'm also and at summer thing I did a couple times last summer, and I'm probably going to ask you to be on at least once. Is I'm going to bring back a game I did called Quotables, and
Ooh,
All I did there was we did movie quotes. That was the game. It was Jeopardy style, but it was movie quotes. I read a quote. I gave my best impression of whoever did the quote in the movie, and whoever the people were, the contestants had to guess. And we had a
Nice.
blast doing it. Both times, the first time we had a lot of technical difficulties, so I need to take that video down. So don't watch that one. Watch the second one. Second one is much more fun, and we had a good time doing that.
Good, good. That'll be cool to see that come back as well. Um, so I was trying to figure out when was the first time I had you on, and I think it was definitely during October,
Yeah.
and we were doing the horror movies and doing the interviews and all that. And when I realized it was 2 years ago, and I realized that not only did you not you went through the 5 takes, but you went through kind of like the horror version. You didn't go through
Right.
the official 5 takes.
Correct.
So that's one. Two, I wanted you to be the first guest that I have back here on the conversation for this year because I had kind of like a open conversation, my Q&A series, and you personally asked a question about what would be the sixth take. And at the time, I gave you an answer and it was legit. It was kind of on the spot, but I want to say this. I'm not going to make it a series or anything, but I want to start having former conversation guests return to the conversation, but I can't ask them the same 5 questions. So tonight, we're going to ask you the original 5 takes, and
Oh,
then
okay.
premiering for the first time,
Uh,
we got the retcon. And I know you're
ah,
quick on
okay.
your feet. So
All right.
that's what I'm
Yeah.
calling. I'm
So,
calling it retcon, the return conversation guest, retcon.
all right. So, people in the chat just know whatever I say, I'm not responsible for. He set me up for this
I did. I didn't tell him this was coming. He probably had an idea that the 5 takes was coming. He could probably rattle those off, whatever. But he doesn't know anything about the other ones. So I'm gonna put them up, but I also have them on the phone because I want to explain the purpose behind each and every question, and
one. Okay.
even the origin of some. I'm gonna keep it 100 here. So let me pull this up on here. Not movie pre-orders. I just got the X trilogy today. I'm kind of happy about that. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Okay. So the 5 takes, for those that don't know, are the 5 questions we ask our guests at every end of each conversation. So we're going to start, like we always do, with number one. Name the film that made you fall in love with the movies.
We talked about this for on the Gen X, and it's Superman the movie.
Hmm.
And I didn't pull it down because it's in a precarious spot up there. But it's Superman the movie, 1978, Christopher Reeve, and everything about that first viewing was magical for me. I grew up on the George Reeve show from the 50s. That was running in syndication every single day. So I was watching that Superman and that Lois Lane, and so I get to the movie theater, and I might have said this on your show, but I'm not sure if I did or not. But I'm not even 100% sure that I saw it in 1978
Hmm.
because I was either 7 or 8. I might have been 1979,
Right.
and maybe it's a little fuzzy, but I do remember certain things. I remember watching the movie. I remember being taken, aback by the special effects was groundbreaking at the time. However you feel about them now, they were groundbreaking for the time, and it was a pretty empty theater. It was like maybe 4 or 5 people other than my family in the theater, and so it was like having it to yourself, just watching Superman. And then a little later, it might have been a week later or so. Uh, my mom had a gathering at the house. She had a bunch of get together, and usually, their friends they bring kids, and you go off to the room and play with. But for whatever reason, there was no kids around. At least I don't remember there being any other kids around,
Hmm.
and I'm kind of left to my own device at this point because I'm 5 years older than my next sibling. So I'm 8, he's like 3. So it's like that only entertains me for so long. And I was a nerdy kid, so I got out this yellow legal pad, and from memory, I just tried to write down as much of the script of Superman the movie as I possibly could. And in my 8-year-old mind, I got it perfect. I'm sure if I saw it today, I was like, "What is this?" But that's what I did, and
Yeah,
and and that kind of led me into, oh, you know what? There's more to movies than just looking at something. That you have to put something together. And
yeah,
then at that time in school, we read a lot of, we read plays in between just regular stories. You would read plays, and everybody would get a part. And in those plays, you have stage directions that go into it, and then automatically I'm applying that, going, oh man, that also, I guess you got to do that in movies too. Otherwise, how does Clark Kent know that he's going to catch that bullet just like that? That kind of thing. So
yeah.
Superman the movie is the one for me.
So I like to call this the origin film question. And the reason for that is the difference between you have friends, family members, whatever, siblings, spouses that just watch a movie. It's on, you go to the theater, you stream it, you actually get to sit them down with your physical media if you got one, a collection, and they just watch it. But then you got people who are like KB who loves movies. And there's definitely a transitional point. Might be multiple. And I've
Oh
mentioned
yeah,
for me,
absolutely.
it's literally standing there watching Goodfellas for the first time and realizing I wanted to know more about this movie. How did that all take place in one shot? Did they do that in one take? Blah 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 blah. So anytime I ask this question, there, even though most people are prepared for it, there's a level of nostalgia involved. And I'm going to bring up Huck's comment because, yeah, he's like you with Superman 78, life changing. I believe the man could fly, and Christopher Reeve was Superman. Yeah. And I totally get
Yes,
that.
absolutely.
Also, also, Jeff, I totally agree with you. That's why he's here. Dell is literally the perfect
Yeah,
return guest. So, and the only reason we're getting into the five
I
takes now
think
is
he's.
because there's going to be a
I
lot
was
of
just gonna
them.
say, I think
So,
Jeff's kissing up to come back on Movie Swap. That's all I think it is.
quick question from Celeste. She
Great time talking
says,
with you.
since us three are New Yorkers and a few more in the chat, what is your favorite film that takes place in New York City that you really feel captures the true vibe of NYC? I think Dell and I share this answer, but I'll let him answer it.
For me, it's my number one movie all time. I'm not going to talk about that movie for the five takes though, but Do the Right Thing.
Good. Do the
That
right thing.
is
That's my
everything
answer as
about that
well.
movie is the New York that I grew up in. Yeah, that
Same.
is the New York
So,
I grew up in. Everything about it, good and the bad.
yep. When I when I lived in Brownsville, we had Bushwick. Um, we had brownstones just like that. Um, the people hanging out on the corner, the little kids playing on the block, not being able to leave the block until you're a certain age, all that stuff. That is
Yep.
all New York for me. So
Oh
he loved doing movie swap, by the way.
yeah.
Like you didn't
He
know.
did.
All right, number two, the favorites question. Name five of your favorite films. I always ask this because I want it to
All
be
right.
movies you enjoy, not the top five.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. It's not necessarily the top five. Um, though some of these are close. I do have these sitting here, and we talked about Spike Lee just a minute ago. Do the right thing. So Malcolm X. Um, this movie, yeah, it came out at the perfect time for me personally. Um, I just gotten out of the military at that time, and but while I was in the military, I did a lot of reading about Malcolm X and reading a lot of speeches of Malcolm X, and was really kind of getting into Malcolm X. And then the movie came out, and it was exactly what I was looking for. And
Hmm.
Denzel, his performance was just amazing. And it's one of those things where now, like I said, I was already familiar with Malcolm X. I wasn't someone who just showed up at the theater and just learned about him.
Right.
So I was very familiar with him. But since the movie has come out, when I think of Malcolm X, I see Denzel's face first, and then I have to tell myself that's not Malcolm X, that's Denzel, and then
That's
I can
cool.
get Malcolm X's face.
Yeah, that
But
speaks
yeah,
to the authenticity of his performance. And I remember I had already read Haley's biography and all that stuff by the time the movie came out, heard the speeches, had the speeches. I had a lot of them on CD. I used to listen to them. But
yeah,
the thing talking about once again going in with low or no expectations, I just wanted authenticity. And it is the one thing that the film delivered hands over. It was just authentic to the point that
it,
some people, like you said, think of the image of Denzel when they think of Malcolm X now. So next one.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. The next one is well, I'll show the back because it's easier to tell what it is that way, and it's Back to the Future.
Yes, sir.
And this movie, I saw this in theaters and I loved it, but it really, really shoots up my list when I had kids because my youngest daughter, she's the other movie buff in the house.
Hmm.
Like the rest of my family, everybody watches movies in my house, but she's the other movie buff where we'll watch anything.
Right.
And her and I have watched Back to the Future so many times together, and it's her favorite movie. And at one point we were watching the trilogy like every few months. It seemed like we were just watching them all. And but Back to the Future, amazing film. It holds up. As corny as it might be in some spots, and yeah, it's a guy whose mom is hot for him. And no, because you hear these new people, like, oh, really? That's the plot point. Watch the movie.
Yeah.
Watch the movie.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, Back to the Future, it can't be beat.
Facts. 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 Some quick comments here. Uh, Nick and Tribar will be on a movie swap with you. Double banger representing the Raw Takes podcast. I love that idea.
They got to
Uh,
work up Nick's schedules. He's a tough guy to
he
get.
is.
We've
It's a
been working on
hardworking
this for a
man.
while.
Hardworking man. Celeste likes that answer. Do the right thing, Rosie Perez. Great opening. Great pick.
Yes.
Great opening. And my sunshine's in the house. What is up? We got Caprice in the house
Hey.
saying hello to us and everyone in the chat. Good to see you, dear. As always, she was at the Super Bowl. I'm jealous. Not
Oh, was
because
she? I didn't know that.
she saw a boring game, but bah.
Yeah, but hey, I want to go to a Super
I
Bowl.
want to go to the Super Bowl. What's
Wow,
next?
that's cool. So next up for me is Coming to America. This is the movie you don't watch with me. You just don't.
Quote along.
'Cause yes, I'm gonna just try to say every line all the way through the movie,
Sexual
and if I
chocolate.
don't say them, I'm going to laugh ridiculously and obnoxiously loud. So you don't watch that movie with me. My family kind of rolls their eyes. They watch it. They love the movie too, but it's once I
Hmm.
get going, it's like, oh,
Yes, I had the pleasure of introducing my kids to that movie, and I'm
yes,
like,
same.
this is comedy. This is how it used to be. This is what's
Yes.
missing in today's cinema. You don't have comedy like this. Not
Oh
awkward
yeah.
comedy, like literal comedy.
Yeah.
The lines that you could remember. I can't remember a line from Friendship. I can't even remember a line from that
Right.
new Naked Gun. Comedy.
Yeah,
Comedy.
I saw that in the theater, Coming to America in the theater when it came out, and my mom wasn't with it. It was me and my best friend, and yeah, your girl comes out the water and the royal penis is clean, and we kind of looked at each other. I was like, oh yeah, we're gonna love this.
Oh man. Three good ones so far. What else you got?
All right, I have one that people might expect, and that is The Dark Knight, and for me, still the top superhero movie,
Same,
and I
same.
my wife is the one who let me know mid movie when we were seeing this movie. how great Heath Ledger was,
Mm.
because halfway through the movie, and it's a little more than half, but it's the ferry scene with the two boats, and we got the bombs on each boat, and you got to blow up the other boat, or both boats will. Everybody's gonna die. So during that scene, right, we're both like just into it, and my wife goes, "What is wrong with him?" And I said, "Oh, oh, he's doing work. He
Yeah,
is the Joker. He is
yeah,
definitely the Joker." And like, I mean, she was stressed. I was stressed, and it was a
yeah.
great time.
And the score totally helped you with that one long
Oh
violin
yes,
note just being extended.
is it a
Oh my
violin? I
god.
never could figure that what that was. Is that a
I think I
violin?
saw it on one of the special features, like, it's like a note, but then they put it into a keyboard and they just literally just, hold and extend it, which is just, like, nerve-wracking to me.
Yes, it is. It
But
is. And shout out to Nolan. He kind of did the same thing with Dunkirk, with that score,
yes, yes.
also.
There's certain movies I watch once a year on certain days, and like I said, I do this Academy Award challenge every year, and the Sunday, Oscar Sunday, it is literally the last thing I watch before the Oscars begin. So let's say the Oscars begins at 7, I will time it out, and I have to start The Dark Knight right before, and I'll just go right into the Oscars from that because to me
Wow.
that's one of the greatest performances of all time. So, yeah.
See, you're doing calculus practically, trying to fit that movie in.
Hey, there's people that freaking calculate Iron Man doing the snap at New Year's Eve. I ain't
Yeah,
like
yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
that. You got one more for us?
I got one more. Nick will love this one. That is Once Upon a Time in America. This is uh an amazing, amazing, amazing. I'm gonna say mafia movie. I won't say gangster movie because Nick will get me. So
Know the
it's
difference.
a mafia movie, or a mob movie, even whichever way you want to go. And it really just chronicles the life and times of these guys for I think 40 years. It's been a while since I've watched it because it's a 4-hour movie. When you
Mhm.
watch the best cut, it's nearly 4 hours long. And I got introduced to that movie on HBO, or when I was a kid. I was like, whenever it came out, I was like 14, 15. And I saw the short version one night. I was like, this is pretty good. And then another night they played the full length version. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh wow, this is amazing.
So much more
And ever
detail.
since then, I'll just go back to it every so often. And it's about that time again because it's a great, great, great movie.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is, and it's one that gets lost in all of the various movies like that, and we don't have too many modern day epics, and I mean, that's what, 80s, 90s, so it's not like modern, but I'm saying, like, you think of epics, you think of, like, the Ben-Hur Gone with the Wind days. We don't have like, in our timeline, we don't have
Mhm.
epics like that, so it's always good to, break them out. Give it its due. Give it its due. Give it its 4 hours or whatever
Absolutely,
it is.
absolutely. So
I've
if
spent
you
4
guys are
hours on
into,
YouTube, so I could do that.
yeah, yeah, if you're into crime movies, you got to check out Once Upon a Time in America.
Okay, everyone's favorite question, number 3. This is the unpopular opinion question. So name a popular or classic movie that everybody loves, and I know where you're going, unless you're gonna go somewhere else, you don't particularly like.
Well, I don't know if I'm curious to see if you really do know where I'm going. But before I even answer the question, I'm gonna take it back to the original form of the question,
Mhm.
which was name a popular classic movie everybody loves that you hate.
Hate. Yes.
Because I hate this movie, Boyhood. I cannot stand that movie. Oh my
Not where
god,
I
that
thought
is
you were going. I thought you were going
I
with
hate
Home
that movie.
Alone, and I was gonna say,
No,
"Give
no,
that
no,
woman
no.
her
See, here's
flowers."
the funny part is I don't hate Home Alone. I just don't get the hype for Home Alone. It's like
Okay.
it's okay,
Okay.
but it's kinda not my best, not my favorite. But Boyhood, I hate. I cannot stand that movie.
Richard Linklater, I can't reach it. He is touch and go with me. He can make something that stays with me, like the Before trilogy. Love those movies. But then he'll turn around, similar concept, and make something like Boyhood. And I'm like, I do not see the appeal of this. And I mean, you don't know when a child is an actor if they're going to be a good actor growing up, but
Right.
there's so many things about that movie that doesn't work for me. And then same thing, Slacker. I know that inspired a lot of people. Kevin Smith, Spike Lee, it encouraged them to do independent films. I can't stand that movie. But
Yeah.
then I watched something like Blue Moon, which is his movie that came out last year. Dialogue heavy, but one of Ethan Hawke's best performances of all time. Still enough, not enough Margaret Qualley, but that's another conversation for another day. He's just touch and go with me, but Boyhood, I'm with you on that one.
Yeah.
Code sign, no notes.
Yeah, the hype for me, everybody was, oh, it took him 12 years to make this movie. Okay, he went back every year and did a terrible job for 12 years in a row. That's all, that's
Hmm.
all we got. I admire the dedication, but the product did not, you know, meet expectations for that kind of hard work and dedication. And Linklater for me is mostly a miss. And I haven't seen the Before trilogy, but all the other things that I've seen of his, I just don't like. The best thing I kind of liked was the Hitman movie he made with Glenn Powell. Was it last year, or the year before?
Yeah, I
And
haven't
that was
seen that
only
yet.
okay. Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah,
And people were kind of hyped over that.
we have somebody popping up in the chat. Floyd House Flicks.
What's up? Oh wow.
I am not. That's all you. I am not touching that one.
Okay, I don't know about order. I don't know about order.
5 of
Um,
your favorites. Quick
Five
fire.
of my favorites. I could just name all Pam Grier movies, but we're not going to do that. I will give you Coffee. I will start with that one. That's my favorite Pam Grier movie.
Hmm.
So I'll give you that one. Um, no, that one doesn't qualify as a black exploitation. I was going to say something else. Shaft, just for how iconic it is.
Yeah.
So that's a great one. Um, Here's one that's because just so goofy fun, and that is, it's not a good movie. It's not a good movie, so don't get mad at me. It's not a good movie, but it is iconic and it's silly and it's goofy, poorly made, and that's Dolomite.
Yes.
um how many is that? That's three. um I'm a combine uh Hell Up in Harlem and little and what's the other one, the sequel to that one? What is the sequel to Hell Up in Harlem? It's
looking for
here.
the classics.
Yep,
See,
looking at the classics. Black Caesar. I was gonna say Little Caesar. I couldn't get it
Black
in
Caesar.
my brain. But Black Caesar and Hell Up in Harlem. That's not keeping the other, but that's five.
Yeah.
Fred Williamson, can't go wrong with him.
Yeah. I would say, all right, not in order, but Shaft, across 110th Street, um, Hell Up in Harlem, Coffee. Ooh. Technically not a black exploitation, it's a comedy, but let's do it again.
Excellent movie though. Excellent
Yeah.
movie. I love that movie.
Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. Let's flip that. Number four. Number four is the hidden gem. That's really what it is,
All
because a
right,
lot of
so
people pull up this, and I'm like, really? So,
I'm gonna go with this movie because we don't know that a lot of people don't know, especially people who look like us, that this is a critically hated movie.
hmm,
The Five Heartbeats.
I know, I know, and you had to show that Blu-ray because I still only had the DVD.
Yes, I did actually. Yes,
One day that
yes,
4K
I
is gonna
remember.
come
I
out,
remember you telling me
and
before.
I'm gonna order you a copy. I'm gonna order you a copy when it comes out on 4K, just because it's gonna be like Warner Archive or something like that. I'm like, here you go, man. Just so I don't shine like you were shining on me with your Blu-ray. but no, I think it's because it's so culturally relevant to. I'll just say we classify it as a hood movie, and that is a round table that we need to have in the near future. What exactly is a hood movie, and
Mhm.
what are some of our favorites? But I think another one that's quotable for a lot of us. So
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that combination just makes it like a good movie to us. I don't even
Mhm.
know what the Rotten Tomatoes is on that.
I'm gonna let you look it up. I know, but I'm gonna let you look it up so you can be amazed and look at the split between critics and audience.
Okay. Ooh.
There you
Ooh.
go. You found it.
Ooh. Really?
Ah,
Really? 39%?
39%. Now, what's the audience?
95.
95.
That's a big dichotomy right there.
Yes, yes. And I'm honestly usually a guy who's leans more towards the critic side,
Mhm.
but not in this case. It's just no how is this possible?
Yeah. Whew. Wow. I'm gonna leave that one alone.
Yeah,
Let me
one of my very first movie swaps, I want to say like second or third, I had Tim Vince now, a
yeah, Tim
formerly
Talk
Tim
Talkies.
Talks Talkies, and I introduced him to the Five Heartbeats, and he really had a good time watching it.
There we go. Um,
What's up,
Kenny Ken in the house. What's up, man?
Ken?
Ali asks an interesting question. School of Rock. That's from Linklater. A lot of people don't know that, but yes, that's a Richard Linklater movie.
I have never watched it all the way through. I've seen parts and bits on TV. I've never
Hmm.
watched it all the way through, and I'm not in a rush because A Linklater, B Jack Black. I'm like, I don't hate Jack Black, but I could leave him. I could take him or leave him.
He does
So
he
I, you
goes
know, I
full
will
full
watch it.
black. Like full cage,
Yes.
he goes full black.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man.
Way down
Yeah.
in the jungle, dude.
Sanctified Lucky. Let's
For
see.
some people in the chat might have seen "Dolomite Is My Name" that starred Eddie
Mm,
Murphy
yes,
as Dolomite in the making of that, or as Rudy Ray Moore in the making of the movie Dolomite. What they say in that movie, how the things that they're talking about when they're making a movie about the boom mic and missing punches and kicks by a mile and bad
that was
sex
on
scenes, all of
purpose.
that is actually in the movie Dolomite. So don't go expecting like a cinematic masterpiece.
we got we got Mika and out. She says definitely don't agree with that score. Yeah, I don't think
Yeah,
any of us do. If you
no,
know it, you don't. School of Rock is amazing. You got to see it at least once. Give it a chance. We always do. All
yeah,
right.
I'm gonna watch it one of these days.
So, number 5 is a recommendation. And the origin of this came from one, how do I keep this thing going? Two, I started to say, make it a guest that you can actually help me get. And that is from the All the Smoke podcast. If you ever check that out, if not, check it out sometime in the near future. So, with that, number 5, now that you've been on the show more than once, who would you like to see me have a conversation with on this channel?
I'm gonna give you a few names that I can actually help with. I think
Okay.
maybe possibly. Um, First up, all of these are former guests of Movie Swap, so this is partly why I'm saying this, or a large reason why I'm saying this.
Nice.
One young lady named Cece Clemens.
Yes,
Uh,
Cece, I like her.
yeah,
It's
Cece
fun.
is she was amazing on my show, and I've had her back. She was on Quotables last summer. I also had a great time. She didn't do well, but she was a great sport about it. And so that's one. Another young lady, Lady Shasha, or AKA Horror Freak.
Mhm.
She was also on my show recently. Actually, she was actually on Movie Swap towards the end of 2025, and we had a great time. And she is so knowledgeable, especially in the horror genre. Um, 14K Slum Wizard, aka Mark. He doesn't have a YouTube channel, but he's on Instagram, and he's actually doing a movie a day this year on Instagram. So if you
Nice.
interested in that, check that. Just check him out on Instagram. He's doing that. And him and I both are doing a movie every day for Black History Month also. And finally is Troy, aka Comic Book Movie Collector. He's been on my show a few times. I've been on his channel a few times, and he is extremely knowledgeable in this thing called superhero movies and TV stuff that we've talked about already here tonight.
I was thinking about him earlier because we were talking about the 365 of superheroes, and he really knows his stuff. I will give
Oh,
him that.
absolutely,
And
yes,
his collection is like ridiculous when it comes to superhero
yes. So
content.
I showed that corner is where all of my superhero stuff is. All of this for him is
Yeah,
superhero stuff.
yeah.
It's crazy.
Thank you for everyone still popping in. We're about to turn left on corner here, but we're going to keep it going. So just going through a couple of other comments before we get to it. I see you, Stacy. Hello. I'm going to have Dell do like a rapid fire of all your questions at the end.
I've
Let's
been
see.
looking at the chat, so I can imagine.
Yeah, Dolomite
It
is my
does.
name. Needs a Blu-ray or 4K. Yeah, Amazon, not Amazon, Netflix needs to come up
Netflix,
off
yeah.
of that. Yeah, CC is great. CC is funny. Um, yeah, man. I think that would be a good time. That will
Oh
be
yeah.
a good time. All great choices, says Caprice. Great, 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 great. Okay. So for those that came in late, this is the second time that Dell has been on the conversation, and we're starting something new. First time here tonight, we are calling it the retcon, the return of the conversation guest. We hit him with the five takes, but really we can't have like somebody come back and then have the same questions. So we are we are premiering the retcons. The retcons. So here we go. Number 6. Name the movie you wish you've seen on the big screen.
We talked about it already. Do the right thing. I did not see it on the big screen.
Wow.
I was in basic training when Do the Right Thing hit theaters. And I actually didn't see it for maybe 6 months. And I saw it in the rec room on base. And so I didn't, it wasn't the best viewing experience because if anybody out there who's been in the military in this rec room, yeah, there's a TV up front and there's, a bunch of chairs, but then there's people back here shooting pool, there's somebody playing a video game, there's guys trying to
Mhm.
chat up girls over here. So it's not a movie theater kind of experience. So
Right.
I've never gotten to see that on the big screen.
I still remember I went to, I want to say it was Costco or Sam's Club or whatever, when they still sold movies, and I got the first Pirates of the Caribbean, and I went home and I just threw it in the player and fired up the surround sound and just watched it. And as the credits roll, I'm like, why didn't I go see this in the movie theater? It's not a great movie to me, but it was so much fun. I would love to experience that on the big screen. Besides that, the beauty of a lot of retro movies coming out is
Hmm.
that we're getting opportunities to see it. So if you've never seen Jaws, you've never seen The
Yeah.
Shining because you were too young or not born yet, you're getting those opportunities. Back to the Future. But I would love like certain movies like that to come back. And because I'm greedy, I wanted to come back in like an IMAX or a Dolby format.
Right,
So
right.
that's,
So
give me the whole
as
thing.
yeah, as a quick side note, and you might remember me talking about this before, but I didn't get to see The Last Dragon when it was in theaters when I was younger either. I just didn't for whatever reason. A couple
Yeah.
years ago, it's there's this traveling group. They put on movies, martial arts movies, uh, and other movies that they feel like they did The Matrix. They do mostly black movies, but they did and martial arts movies, but they did like The
Hmm.
Matrix and they did Enter the Dragon. Um, but they were traveling around the country and stopping in these little, independent theaters and showing The Last Dragon with a live DJ, and the DJ's
That's so
changing the
cool.
music. So the soundtrack, he kept a couple songs, like he had to keep the bad singing from
Vanity.
the girl, yeah, from Eddie's Girl. and he had to keep, of course, Rhythm of the Night. You can't change that. But
Mm.
in like the score was completely different. So in whatever the score was, while a character is maybe walking, now all of a sudden it's a Wu Tang song playing while this character's walking. It was stuff like that.
One that I'm jealous of because I haven't done this since going to the village in my late teens, early 20s is when you got to see the Five Deadly Venoms on the big screen.
Yes, yes, that was also a blast. I did get to see that. Um,
Yes.
and it wasn't like again, it was a little indie theater, so it wasn't even like a huge screen,
Mhm.
but it
Don't
was
matter though. It's
no
not the
matter.
juice.
It was yeah, it was bigger than what I could have in my house.
Right, right. I'm gonna go back to Big Chris's comment and just to just bounce off of that. I remember when the credits started to roll after at the end of this, and it's always a very powerful thing when the theater just sits quietly. And I mean, this was first weekend that I got to see this, and that's what happened. And I think that happened a few other times since. I want to say the last time, I don't want to say it was 12 Years a Slave, but it might have been. So it's just, it's amazing what movies can do to you, what kind of impact it can have. That would be good too, Nick. E.T. in the movie theater would be
I
good.
did see that on the big screen when I was a kid.
That's dope. That's dope.
That's what it's part of being an old man, I guess.
Let's keep it in the theater. Number seven. Number seven is the theater memory. So, for better or worse, what is the most memorable experience you've had sitting in a movie theater?
I'm gonna give one that I haven't given, and then I'm gonna push something on my channel. So I do movie theater memories. That's another series that I do, and
That's why
I've
you're
talked about
perfect.
most of the very best ones already. So I'm gonna say go look at those on my channel. But I'm gonna talk about one that was not a good one, and not because of the movie. It's a movie I'm not particularly fond of. I talked about The Dark Knight earlier. I'm talking about The Dark Knight Rises, and the movie itself, I'm not a big fan of, for just movie related reasons. But the experience, the problem was, um, the week before we went to see it, there was a shooting in Colorado at a theater showing The Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
And we had already, we had tickets already. And at the time, my girls were really young, and then the whole family went. And the theater wasn't very full. Um, but
It
I take
turned
that back.
people
The
away.
theater was pretty full, but we're sitting, you know, not we're sitting near the aisle. And even though my girls were really young, they were at the time 8 and 6, and they were aware of the shooting that happened in Colorado. And you know, it- I'm aware of it. My wife's aware of it. Everybody's aware. My son's aware of it. And it was one of those things where every time somebody walked in the theater, everybody's kind of jumping and looking over to the exit. And my daughters, they're clinging to me during the whole movie. They just wouldn't move. They're clinging to me to the whole movie. And we made it through. They
Yeah.
made it through, and we talked about it a little bit beforehand, and we talked about it a little bit after after the movie. But that's one that always sticks with me also.
Yeah. Wow. I remember that, and I remember having a similar experience because, especially after the greatness that was Dark Knight, I definitely wanted to see Rises in the theater. And when that happened, I couldn't really enjoy it. It could have been a great movie, and I've of
Hmm.
course bought it and rewatched it since. But my head was on a swivel the whole time,
Yeah.
and not like I was like in the hood and sticky floors and whatnot. I was in a nice multiplex, but it didn't matter. It didn't matter because
Mm.
it happened in a nice place out there too. So yeah, yeah. Wow, you just brought back some memories with that one. Thank you for sharing that. That's
Yeah.
quite an experience. The next one I like to call the one and done. So
Okay.
let's see. Everyone's still commenting and saying hi to each other. Cool. So the one and done, number 8. Name a movie that you think is a masterpiece, but you could never bring yourself to watch it again because it's too intense or emotional.
Oh,
I just mentioned mine, by the way.
I'm probably gonna go with a French horror movie, and not the one most people name. The one most people name is Martyrs. I honestly, I can watch that movie again. It's I think it's a really good movie, and
Hmm.
it's saying some things, but I can watch it again. I get why people don't, but I'm gonna go with Inside.
I never seen that.
Oh, so this was a movie. Shout out and a sarcastic thank you to Celeste de la Cabra. Uh, they
Celeste.
were a guest. Yeah, they were a guest on Movie Swap, and that was the movie that they introduced me to. And to to to, to compound the hurt, I approached Celeste and I was like, "Hey, you know what? What I have this idea because it was getting close to Christmas. It was a December show. I said, "Hey, let's do a kind of a dark Christmas or a movie that's not so Christmassy Christmas movie."
Hmm.
And they give me Inside. If you're not familiar with the plot of this movie, I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but basically, there's this woman who's very pregnant, near birth, 8 or 9 months pregnant, and she has lost her husband. Earlier in the pregnancy, he passed away, and then there's this woman who shows up who wants to steal the baby by ripping it from her womb.
Hmm.
That is the plot of the movie. And yeah, by the end of the movie, and this is another one I mentioned my daughter being the other movie buff, we watched it together. And she's a hardened individual somehow. She was kind of fine with the movie, and I'm pretty much balled up in a fetal position, like, make this stop.
Oh man.
It's really well made, excellent film. I'm just not gonna watch that again. This I don't need that in my life. Just
Wow.
don't.
Wow. Yeah, I there are certain movies, Requiem for a Dream, 12 Years a Slave. It's like, this is great. I don't ever need to watch this again.
Hmm.
And I
Hmm.
because I have my best picture winners, I have 12 years, but when everybody was going crazy for the Requiem 4K and the Steelbook and all that, I'm like, I'm good. I am good. Apparently,
Actually, I've seen it multiple times, but yeah, I understand.
yeah. Apparently Caprice has seen it because she says, "OMG, inside."
Yeah.
Prince, you can't watch Train to Busan. That's probably one
Oh,
of
I
my favorite
love that.
zombies, man. I love
Oh,
it.
it's
And
it's so much heart. It's gory and bloody and all those things, but there's so much heart in that movie,
it has that
which is
South
weird for a
Korean
zombie movie.
heart to it. That's what I love about
Yeah.
it. And a recent one for Hawk is Hamnet. Super emotional. Didn't really need to sit through that again, but who knows? Same with Long. I still haven't seen Long Walk, but yeah, I liked Hamnet. It was a
I
slow
have seen The
burn, but
Long Walk. Okay. I've seen The Long
you
Walk and
agree?
I loved it. And I will
Yeah,
watch that movie again. I have not seen Hamlet yet.
yeah. Grave of the Fireflies. Yeah, that was a one timer for me too. Great anime, but I'm good. I'm good. Okay. Um, and let's see. This is going to be applicable to Huck's challenge next week. So this is called a comfort watch. Number 9. What is the movie you put on when you've had a bad day and just need to feel better? Even if it's on TV with commercials, you still watch it.
Probably Enter the Dragon.
Ha
That's
ha.
I could watch that movie all the time. Just
Yeah.
yeah, Bruce is my guy. Bruce Lee is my guy, and that is his magnum opus
Hmm.
as an actor. Um, and that's another movie you probably don't want to watch with me. 'Cause I'm quoting along with that one too. And in my younger days, I might try to kick you after the movie was going on. But yeah, Enter the Dragon. That's the, and you can see Bruce is right over my shoulder over here. So
Hmm.
that's it there.
Talking about over my shoulder, you see Sir Hitch over there,
Oh
and
yeah.
I I think I go back and forth with this for some reason, and don't judge me on this, but I could put on Psycho at any time. I just throw it
Oh,
in. I
interesting.
I got like 3, 4 copies. I know which one has the best transfer, all that. Between that, probably like my top films, like that, Goodfellas. If Goodfellas is on TV, I watch it with commercials, um, instead of coming down here and just putting on the 4K. Go figure. And Empire. I could just put on Empire. I am 10 years old again. I'm acting like I didn't know the plot twist. I am like, where's the poetic justice? Why are the credits rolling? I am a
Right.
child when I watch that movie. So
So you brought up something interesting. So I'm gonna ask you a question now. Is there a movie that you have on 4K,
yeah,
but you would generally almost maybe even prefer to watch on a lower resolution?
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
That's actually mine too. Yeah, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Yeah,
And
I
I'll
don't
even
have that
go
one on
further.
4K for that reason.
I'll go further. I have the second sight of Blair Witch Project on Blu-ray. I still watch the DVD.
Oh, okay, okay.
Certain movies deserve to be gritty and low resolution. It looks
Mm,
like complete crap down here when you put a DVD. Well, not really. I have upscaling, but compare it to like a 4K, it looks like crap when you put a DVD in. I can't say all them because I rock Sign of the Times all the time, but
right.
um, yeah, those two, Blair Witch and Texas Chainsaw. There's no reason for that to look clean. That's a gritty,
Yeah,
dirty movie. Both of them. Both
yeah.
of them.
Texas Chainsaw is definitely mine.
Yeah. And the whole thing is, that's still rather new to me. I've said many times it took me forever to not only buy a copy, but watch it beginning to end. I've just seen scenes for all these years. And I'm like, I understand the whole thing of taking a movie and its concept and its time and all that. But I'm like, what is the big phenomenon about this? And I like it now. But at the same time, it's like I have to take it into context. Early 70s, that shocked people.
Mhm.
Exorcist shocked people. Omen shocked people. Jaws shocked people. And yeah, that's what it's about. So yeah. Um, this last one was my answer to Dell's question on the open conversation Q&A, and I like to call it the after show feedback. So
Oh,
I'm gonna put it
okay.
up for everyone to see, but we're gonna answer this off air afterwards. It's also my way of
Oh,
making
okay.
sure that people hang out afterwards. The worst thing is when you say, you're on a live and you say goodnight to everyone on the live, and then your guest just ghosts you because they didn't know
Right.
you
Yes.
wanted them to hang out. So, number 10 is after we sign off, please give some feedback on what you think I can do to improve KB Loves Movies, whatever that means. KB Loves
Okay.
Movies, the lighting, the camera, the format, yada, 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 whatever. But I do want to go back to some chat questions. Um, yeah, next is Enter the Dragon 4K. Horrible. I still watch my DV. I remember that review, boss. I remember that review. We do have some pinned comments. I don't know if Stacy's still in here, but if you know Stacy, you know Stacy. So
Lots of questions.
I don't know or rapid fire. So she said Wesley Snipes would have been a good Hulk.
No.
Would who would you cast as Marvin Gaye in a biopic?
My guy who's in Wonder Man, I would cast him, but I don't think he can sing. I don't know if he can sing or not.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
if I need a singer, the guy who played, I don't know his name either. The guy who played Johnny Gill in the New Edition pick.
biopic.
He does some other things. Yeah,
Yeah, that's a good call.
that might be the guy.
Deep cut, good call. Have you seen Habana? No.
No.
This one's for me. Does the cursive conversation logo, is that a light or effect? It is a neon light, and it is brand new. I'm very happy with it. Um, Linklater question: have you seen Bernie?
I have seen Bernie. I will take that as another Linklater I like.
Yeah,
I have seen
same.
Bernie, despite that it's Linklater and Jack Black also. I
Yeah,
did like that movie.
I think
I
that's
have
where
not
it
seen
came
that.
from when you went School of Rock and you said Jack Black. So,
Yeah.
um, best Blu-ray or 4K art for a movie you didn't love. I do like this question. Being physical media collectors, I got mine ready
You go
because
ahead, because I don't know yet.
I'm looking at the original poster art, which should have been the freaking cover, and it's the Lost Boys. Lost
Ah,
Boys 4K should have had that instead of everything they had on that and everything they had on the Steelbook. They didn't grace n- the slip or the 4K with the original poster art, and that is a travesty.
but so you don't love the Lost Boys though,
I
or are
love
we talking
Lost
about the
Boys.
art?
The art. This is poster art, cover art.
Okay, so we're saying we don't like the art, but we do love the movie.
We love the movie.
Okay, okay, I read it backwards then.
Yeah.
Um,
Wait.
oh,
Best Blu-ray art for a movie you don't love. No, I got it wrong. Best Blu-ray or 4K art for a movie you don't love. I don't know because I wouldn't own it. Probably that Kill All Sheeps movie. That looked kind of dope, but I wouldn't own it.
that did look good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that did look good.
I like
So
my
yeah,
question
I don't
better
know.
though.
I'd have to go through some things.
Yeah. Both Poltergeist and Lost Boys, they came out same time. Both should
Hmm.
have had original poster art, in my opinion.
Maybe The Exorcist, the 4K for Exorcist, that art was trash. But I do
Yeah.
love The Exorcist, but
Yeah,
so
that's
you know.
terrible. That is really terrible. Princey has some too. He wants to know your this is a question you always ask. Serotonin boost movie.
Uh, just a pick me up kind of movie.
Dell got to go to bed soon. Y'all making him rack
Uh,
his brain.
so we're talking about just a kind of pick me up, feel good kind of
Mm-hmm.
thing. All right. If I'm doing that, it's probably going to be Coming to America. I'm probably going to put that in.
Yeah. It ain't Braveheart. I'll tell you that much.
No.
Criminally underrated movie people should see more. That's almost like my question, but go ahead.
I'm going to say I'm going to cautiously recommend Brick, not the one that just I don't one that just came out, but the 2006
Yeah.
neo noir
That
film.
was what's his face, his first movie. Ryan Johnson. That was his first movie. His first
Yeah,
feature. Yeah, I like that
yeah,
movie.
really
Yeah.
good movie. But I say cautiously because it takes a bit to get into because it's set modern day and
Mhm.
everybody's talking like it's the 40s and
Yeah.
they're doing it unironically, so it's not like it's not like they're trying to make a joke of it.
Mhm.
So it takes a bit to get into, but if you can get into it, it's a fantastic film.
It's like Baz Luhrmann with Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I want to thank everyone in the chat. Thank you for your questions. I try to get to them all. Thank you for keeping the comments going back and forth. I want to thank Brother Dell because, like they said earlier, I couldn't think of someone else better to start us off. You could find him on YouTube, find him on Instagram. Where else can they find you?
They can find me on Threads, of course, with that's Instagram. Blue Sky barely. I need to do more with Blue Sky. No longer on Twitter, so don't. I think my page is still there, but I'm not active on that page because it's too much everything on Twitter.
Hmm.
Um, oh, the big one. We forgot the big one. Letterboxed.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Find us on Letterbox, man.
yeah. It's all. Tell 'em.
I enjoy when see a movie and then I look down and I see my friend groups like who's seen it. And then I go read your comments. I don't read your comments before I go see a movie, and then it's either I agree with you and you get a heart, or we disagree and you get a comment. So, yeah, this has been fun.
Yeah.
I We will be back. I'm gonna post a video on Friday. I have kind of like a five takes February. I'm gonna have a new guest for your Valentine's. I have a I want to say a romance author, but with a little twist, and you'll get the movie reference if you check it out. That'll be posted on Friday. As I mentioned before, check out the podcast, The Conversation with KB Loves Movies, wherever you get your podcasts on Friday. I'll have my next adventure with Celise, Miss Sweet and Spooky. We had fun recording that, talking movies. Um, Let's see. Shout out to the lurkers. If you're watching this on repost, shout out to you as well. Feel free to follow Dell, leave a like, subscribe to both of us, whatever you got to do. Let's see who else we got here. Steve says, great conversation. Thank you, my man.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Steve.
Huckster. Nick,
All right.
maybe you got the day off tomorrow, but thank you for staying up and hanging out with us,
Yeah.
man. Always appreciate it. Trini, salute, my man. Always good
All
to
right,
see
Trini.
you. Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I don't get the reference, but he needs to come back and make some more movies.
He does.
Um,
He's really good.
yeah, couldn't have
He was in
couldn't have.
Brick. That's the reference. He was in Brick.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's right. He was the main thing. Couldn't have had a better comeback guest. Yes, I totally agree. I
Thank
look
you.
forward to having
Thank you,
some more
Quincy.
retcons in here, but had to start off my man, brother Dell. 67 movies in the letterbox. Yeah, just don't do the hand movement. We'll be good. Nick's off this week. There we go. That makes sense.
Oh, cool.
Good for you. Get some rest, man. You a hardworking brother. Get some rest. For
Yeah.
real, for real. All right, everyone. Thank you again for checking this out. Dell is gonna hang out with me backstage, but until next time, go watch a movie. It's a good time to do that. Later.